Well, welcome to another edition of 42nd Street Pete's Grindhouse, and I'm sticking with the really weird cinema for a bit, till I get my head clear to what I'm going to actually do from now on. Yeah, there's shit going on that I'm not happy with, let's put it this way. But anyway, let's go back to 1974 for a film called The Seduction of Lynn Carter. And this is a porn film, starring Jamie Gillis and Andrea True. It's almost like a psychodrama, because Andrea True is playing this housewife that's been married 15 years and has a son, and she's in bed with her husband, and he asks if she ever thought of having sex with somebody else, and he's leaving on a business trip for 2 weeks. Well, she's got to go to the eye doctor to get an eyelash out of her eye. I sort of question that, because I get an eyelash in my eye. I just go in the bathroom, look at it, see where it is, find a Q-tip, and sort of scoop it out. Sort of like poking yourself in the eye, but what the fuck? Don't be a pussy. But anyway, one of the patients in that room is Jamie Gillis. And he's talking to her and asks her to meet him for lunch, and she refuses, and he goes, I'm going to be at so-and-so's at 1 o'clock on Friday. I want you to be there. So she goes there, and they're talking and flirting and shit like that. Then he goes, I want you to come back to my house and check it out. It's a big mansion type thing. Yada, yada. I want your opinion on it. Well, that gets her in the house, and he ain't going to leave until he sees her tits. And then it's sort of almost like a mental domination thing, where he keeps getting her to come over and keeps getting her to do more and more and being humiliated in different ways, but she seems to like it. And when she balks, he says, I'm going to call your kid up and tell him that your mother's a whore. So she keeps going back, and it keep getting weirder and weirder, because, you know, Jamie's doing shit to her, like, I lick the cum off my cock, lick it off my hand, shit like that, and she's doing it. Then she balks, and every time she balks, he goes, well, if you're not here by 3 o'clock tomorrow, I'll know you're not coming. And she always shows up. So it's kind of fucked up, but it's also interesting the way Jamie keeps drawing her back in. Then she goes over there one time, and they're in the midst of it, and she looks, and there's two people sitting by the bed, and he goes, this is so-and-so and Doll. And Doll likes girls. And she tries to run out, and they basically restrain her, and Doll does her, and Doll sits on her face and gets her into that, and she has to fuck another guy. So now she's really tweaked. So she gets home, and her husband's there, and he notices there's something wrong, and she admits what happened. And then he wants it all blow by blow, and it gets nasty, and he bangs her. And he says, are you going to go back to him? And she goes, no, it's over, it's over, it's over. Until she's alone, and all of a sudden she makes the call, and you see her show up at Jamie's house with a bag of groceries. And that's the end. It's kind of interesting because, you know, Gillis was one of those porn guys that could actually act. And actually, Hollywood missed the boat on this guy, because he could have been a great fucking heavy, because that's what he usually does in these films. As for Andrea True, well, she was in her early 30s when she did that, so she had the sort of used-up housewife look going to her. And she did a bunch of films, but she was trying to get into the mainstream stuff. She did have a couple bit roles in a couple major movies before she got into the porn. But once she got into the porn and she started reaching out for other roles, it wasn't happening. But she did form a band and get a disco hit that hit the #1 of the charts called More, More, More. And she tried a couple other hits, but nothing happened. And she sort of just vanished until she died at age 68 of a massive heart attack. So it's kind of interesting to think what would have happened if, you know, these guys had done other things, but they didn't. I don't even know if this is available, to be honest with you. It's on this really, I don't know, what the company is this? It's not that good, to be honest with you. TVX, it looks like. Honestly, it's taken off a fucking VHS tape. I don't know if anybody redid this or restored it or anything like that, but it sort of fades out in spots, you know, gets like white. But it's the only source I had to review it again, so I had to check it out. But, you know, maybe somebody will put it out on a Blu-ray or something, who knows. But anyway, that's our show for today. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for tuning in. Above all, stay safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.